Hello, good morning. Myself Darshana Patel from BPMP Polytechnic. My subject is Computer and Network Security, Unit number 1, and my topic is Types of Attack, Part 2. The objectives of today's learning is understanding various types of attacks, in which today I am taking the types of attack: man in the middle attacks, sniffing, spoofing, replay, and TCP/IP hacking attack. First, man in the middle attack. The man in the middle attack is also known as a MITM attack, MIM attack, or man in the middle attack. A man in the middle attack, it occurs when someone between user and server is actively monitoring, capturing, and controlling your communication transparently. This type of attack is an access attack, but it can be used as a starting point of a modification attack. As shown in the figure, this type of attack involves placing a software between a server and the user that neither the server administrator or nor the user are aware of, and this middle software intercept the data and then send the information to the server. The server then responds back to the software thinking that it's communicating with the legal user, and such kind of attacking software continuously sending information to server and forth. That means here the original connection between the sender and the web server goes down, and the new connection, also known as an MITM connection, as shown in the figure, MITM connection between the attacker and web server take place. As shown in the figure, that the user and the web server are now not directly communicated, but they are communicated through the attacker. Means one man, say attacker, is in between them, that neither the user nor the web server is aware of, and then that attacker software intercepts the data between the server and the web server. So such kind of attack is known as a man in the middle kind of attack. The same thing is also shown in another figure. Again, the same kind of concept is there here. As shown in the figure, user 1 and user 2, they are communicated and transmitting the data through the networks. But their direct network traffic is interrupted, and man in the middle attacker is involved in their communication. So that now the network traffic is diverted through the attacker. As shown in the figure, here the user 1's computer thinks that it's talking to the user 2's computer, and user 2's computer thinks that it's talking to the user 1's computer, but that traffic is not direct traffic, but it is diverted through the attacker. So here the role of attacker is in between the two end entities. So the attack is known as a man in the middle attacker, as an attacker plays a middleman role in such kind of attack and intercept the data between the user 1 and user 2. Next attack, network sniffing attack, or say the packet sniffing attack. It is a kind of passive attack generally. A sniffer is an application that can capture network packets, and the sniffing, it refers to the process used by the attacker to capture network traffic using sniffer. The sniffer is also known as a network protocol analyzer. And network protocol analyzer, they are generally a network troubleshooting tools. They can be used to analyze and administrator level to monitor the network traffic and find out some fault and find out the network traffic. But they are generally used by the attackers for hacking the network or analyzing the network or capturing the network traffic packets. There are various tools available as a open for sniffers like Wireshark as a sniffing tool, okay, which can be used for capturing the network traffics, network packets, and the attacker can capture the network packets and find out some meaningful information, sensitive information from that captured network packets. Here as shown in the figure, how the attackers involve in capturing the network packets. Here the attacker sniffs and captures traffic on the network. Here the attacker involves in network packet capturing. In old days, hubs are there for a network connecting device. Now there are a switch instead of hub is used. As shown in the figure, the hub having the nature of broadcasting of data, so it broadcasts the data. The one of them considered that one of the node is a sender and the one of the node is a receiver. So that data is passed to the hub. Hub do not send the data to only the particular destination. It's simply broadcasting the data. So the entity are also involved and in getting the data which is not for it. So attacker is involved and capturing the network packets. Next, spoofing attack. In a spoof attack, the hacker modifies the source address of the packet so that they appear to be coming from someone else. This may be an attempt to bypass your firewall rules. Any internet connected device send a IP datagram packet into the network. Such internet data packets carry the sender's IP address and data portion within the packet. If the attacker obtains the control over the software running on the network device, then they can easily modify the device protocol to place the random IP address, like an arbitrary IP address, into the data packet source address field. This is known as a IP spoofing. IP spoofing means modify the source of the IP packet, and the attacker change the another arbitrary IP address rather than the original IP address. So it is known as an IP spoofing. As shown in the figure, here the legal sender, say workstation IP address 192.168.0.5, is sending its packet through the networks of network through internet, and the web server is a destination server which receives the packet from 192.168.0.5. But as shown in the figure, what happened? Here the IP is spoofed. That means source IP is changed by the attacker, and instead of 192.168.0.5, the attacker changed the source IP address to 172.16.0.6, and that packet is received by the web server. So web server intends that the source of the packet is 172.16.0.6, and the web server responds to the 172.16.0.6 instead of the original address 192.168.0.5. Means here the attacker's workstation's IP address 172.16.0.6 that is assumed by as a receiver or say the destination address by the web server. So the packet goes to so in this way the packet is spoofed and goes to the attacker instead of legal workstation. So it's an example of IP spoofing. Source IP spoofing, senders IP spoofing. Same way, another example is email spoofing, which involves sending message from a bogus email address. Then next attack, message replay attack. Message replay involves the reuse of captured data at a later time than the original intended in order to repeat some action of benefit to the attacker. For example, the capture of packet and replay of an instruction to transfer funds from a bank account into one under the control of an attacker. This could be followed by confirmation of the freshness of a message. Means the message can be replayed after some time by the attacker. Such kind of attack is known as a message replay attack. The next attack, TCP/IP hacking attack. In this attack, the attacker takes control of one side of a TCP connection. Such kind of attack can be happen as a combination of sniffing and spoofing attack. Okay, so in that attack, first attacker sniffs the packet between the two end entities, and for gathering the necessary information, sniffing the information, the attacker can spoof, change the addresses and do the attack. So it's a combination of sniffing and spoofing attack. Here the attacker is on one segment where traffic pass. Attacker is on segment where traffic pass from Alice to Bob as shown in the figure. The attacker sniffs the packet that is transmitted between the Alice and Bob. Attacker sees the TCP packets between that both entities, Bob and Alice, and also refer their sequence numbers. Now attacker jumps in, sending TCP packets to Bob and spoof the means it changes source IP address equals to Alice IP address. Bob now obeys a command sent by the attacker, thinking that they were sent by the Alice. So as shown in the figure, how the attacker send the request to the send the packet to the Bob that hi, I'm Alice, and pretend to be a Alice, someone else, and the Bob think that is communicated with the Alice, but really the Bob is communicated with the attacker. So the defense of TCP/IP hacking, how to prevent from TCP/IP hacking. For that, the encryption of data packets, encryption of network packets must be done to prevent from hacking. So the attacker do not have keys to encrypt and insert meaningful traffic. So it's a way for defense from hacking. There are various session hijacking tools available for TCP/IP hacking like Hunt, Netcat, and more, and so on. Various tools are available for doing it. Thank you for listening.